Lunatics, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on this video, and if you're new to the channel, my name is Matt Luna, and we're going to be talking about some brand new baits that 6 Sense just came out with. I just got my hands on them this week. Haven't even got to fish them yet, haven't got to really play around with them at all, so we're going to be doing that right now. I'm going to be talking about the new Hogwallas and the new Flush. It's a creature bait for the Hogwalla, and then it's a soft plastic jerk bait for the Flushes. As always, 6 Sense came out with great looking baits. Everything in the 6 Sense lineup just looks fantastic. They have some of the best color schemes on their hard baits. They have awesome detail in their baits, and hopefully in this video I'm going to be able to show you guys that detail, show you some of these cool colors, and hopefully in the future video I'll be out there catching some fish on these baits. But enough talking, let's get into why you clicked on this video, and let's talk about these brand new baits. So one thing I do want to let you guys know, I do have a discount code if you guys order from 6 Sense. I do have a relationship with 6 Sense, so if you want to use my discount code, which I highly encourage that you do, the code is LUNA10. When you go shopping at 6 Sense and you find some stuff that you want to get, use my code at checkout, LUNA10. It'll save you some money, and it shows that my content is reaching you guys. So that's, whether it's me or anybody that has discount codes and you're going to go to those websites and purchase some products, make sure to use that discount code. Even if it's not saving you guys a ton of money to where you're not worried about the 10% or whatever percentage is for whatever website, just use those discount codes, because it's really important for the people that are putting the content out, showing you guys these baits, because it's showing those companies that their content's reaching people. So those discount codes really do matter. So make sure to use mine, LUNA10. The Hogwallas and the Flushes are inside this awesome little bag right here. Got this care package sent to me from 6 Sense, and I'm going to pull out the Flushes and the Hogwallas right here. A couple colors of Flushes right there, a couple packs and a couple different colors of the Hogwallas. First color we're going to be looking at is going to be the Junebug Red. It's kind of like a dark purple with a blue and red flake in it. Next color we got is the Cali Magic Red. It's a kind of like a green pumpkin-y watermelon type color. Looks like it's got some black flake, some red flake, and maybe some kind of like gold flake in there. The first color of Flushes that we got right here are the Shad Pearl color, and it's your typical just shad pearl kind of color. Nothing too extravagant in this color, just real bait fish imitation. Can't really go wrong when you go with a pearl color like that when you're trying to imitate a bait fish. Next color is Baby Crappie. This one is kind of unique. I think you could use this as not only a crappie imitation, obviously, but I think it's a good bluegill imitation as well. Kind of like a baby bass style color. Kind of have a green pumpkin color with a bunch of different flake up in the top, and then a pearl with looks like silver flake in the bottom. Pretty cool color. Definitely think this baby crappie doesn't have to be limited to crappie imitations. I definitely think this is a good baby bass and a good bluegill imitation color as well. Okay, so now I'm going to go into some detail on these Flushes. I haven't gotten to fish these yet. I can't wait to do it. I know that these are going to catch some fish definitely in the springtime for me. Post-spawn, even maybe pre-spawn, throughout the summer, right over the top of the grass. I think you could even Carolina rig. You guys know, if you follow my content, I fish the Carolina rig a lot, and when those fish are on shad, I definitely think you could probably throw this down there and get some bites on it. Might try that in some videos or something like that going forward. But I definitely think just weightless hook or something like that, and these are gonna catch some good fish. And in this 5.2 inch size, I think you're gonna be able to catch some of those above average fish. When I've been using other soft plastic jerk baits in the past, I've used some of the smaller versions, and they do get bit, and I do catch a lot of smaller fish on it. But I think that this bigger size might help me out and get some of those bigger bites. So with these Flushes, I definitely think you're gonna wanna go with that 5/0 hook. And then obviously, depending upon whether you want this to be shallow in the water column or a little bit deeper, you could use a weightless or a weighted hook. I think just depending on the fall rate will depend upon what depth you're gonna want to start adding that weighted hook on there. But I definitely think that that 5/0 is gonna be good. That's what it says on the 6 Sense website as well, of what size hook to throw at these guys. Obviously, if you don't have 5/0, I'm sure that, you know, 4/0 would get the job done. but they are recommending a 5/0 hook for that. So it's a pretty big hook, but in the past, throwing soft plastic jerk baits, that's what I would be using traditionally as well. I do like that bigger hook too because it gives it a little bit faster fall rate, which I do like. I think that without taking this out of the package yet, I do think that you'll be able to probably cast this pretty good on a bait caster. But if these are a little bit lighter, I think a spinning rod would be great. I have fished soft plastic jerk baits in the past with the spinning rod, and I think that that's a very good option. But I know a lot of people don't like the spinning rods, but out here in Southern California, spinning rods are just a nature of the beast out here. It's a staple. We use them a lot. So I'm definitely not afraid to pick up that spinning rod and cast it out there. And I definitely think a soft plastic jerk bait can be good on a spinning rod. You don't have to worry about those backlashes. You can use the braid to fluorocarbon, mess with your leaders, your line size, stuff like that. You can skip them really easily. So I definitely think that a spinning rod's good, but if you're a bait caster, fisherman at your heart and your core and don't like those spinning rods, I definitely think this is gonna be a big enough bait for you to be able to use on that casting rod. Line size, I'm not exactly sure yet. I think that I'm gonna start off with around 10 pound because we have a lot of clear water around here, and I think that the 10 pound is gonna be a little bit better for me. But I definitely think that depending on where you're fishing, the cover and all that, you could definitely go up to like 15 pound if you're around a lot of grass or a lot of brush or something like that. But I think anything between that 10 and that 15 pound test will get the job done. But I would pay attention to how that line size affects the fall, affects the action, and then you can help yourself narrow it in. That's what I'm gonna have to do once I start fishing these, because like I said, I haven't yet, but I think I'm gonna start off with 10 pound and then I'll work my way up. So as you can see with those flushes, a lot of detail on these baits. You can see the ridges on the sides, they have little fins on the side, fins in the back, and then that pearl color, you can't go wrong with that pearl color. It's just staple shad color. It's gonna work anywhere you go. And then we get over to the baby crappie. You can definitely see some of that detail in these baits as well, the ridges that are in there, and then that laminate kind of color with that green on the top with the pearl silver on the bottom. Like I said, these are going to be a great bluegill color pattern. It could be obviously a baby crappie pattern. I think that these are going to be super versatile colors right here, and like I said, a lot of other colors on the 6th Sense site as well. So now we're going to talk about these Hogwallas. I have been waiting for 6th Sense to come out with a creature style bait. You guys see my channel a lot. You know that I make some of my own boss hogs, little brush hog style bait, but I've been wanting 6th Sense for the longest time to come out with a creature bait just like this. This is a 5.8 inch bait, and it's going to imitate that crawdad, that lizard. Depending on how you rig it, it could be, you know, a bluegill imitation as well. I think you can Texas rig it and pitch it on beds when the fish are spawning. I think that there's a lot of different things you can do with this bait. I mean, creature baits are always a staple bait for a lot of people, and they catch a lot of fish. You could flip this, you could probably punch it because it has a nice little profile. But I think you're going to be able to do a lot of these. I think these are going to show up on my channel a lot. Like I said a minute ago with the flushes, I like to throw Carolina rig. One of my favorite baits to throw on there, and a long time ago, was the brush hog. And then recently, now that I'm making my own, it's the boss hog. And then I know that in my content going forward, I'm going to be mixing in these Hogwallas for sure, along with those boss hogs. And I think that they're going to make a great combo. I definitely think that anything between a 3/0 and a 5/0 hook will get the job done. I think that these are going to like that 4/0 hook a little bit better than the 5 when I'm looking at it. But I definitely think if you have a lot of 5/0 hooks, you like the 5/0, it's gonna be big enough for you to do that. I have a feeling I'll be going with the 3/0 or the 4/0, but once I get these on and once I fish them, I'll kind of narrow it down to what I think I prefer with it. One thing to keep in mind is fall rate, because when you have those bigger hooks, they are going to be a little bit heavier. The bigger hook, it's going to have more metal, it's going to be a little bit heavier. So depending on how you fish this, that hook size will affect fall rate. Depending on how far back that hook goes on the bait, it could affect action. With a bait like this, I don't anticipate the action being impaired by a bigger hook, but it will change the fall rate. So that is definitely something you want to keep in mind. But I think what's more important than the hook specifically on here, as long as you stay between that 3/0 to that 5/0 hook, is how you fish this bait. Like I said a second ago, I think that this is a super versatile bait. I definitely think you can fish this on a bunch of different applications. I think you can Texas rig this. I think you could flip this. I think you could potentially punch it, depending on how much action those ribbon tails, I guess you want to call them, if they give off a lot of action, depending on how thick that cover is, they could get caught on it. So it could potentially not be the best option for punching, depending on how thick that cover is. But this definitely could be flipped into toolies. It could definitely be flipped into brush. You could Texas rig it and fish it through grass. You could Texas rig it and fish it through rocks, brush, stuff like that. I think I'm going to be using a lot on the Carolina rig. All right, so the first color we are looking at with these Hogwallas is the June bug red color. A lot of red flake, a lot of blue flake, and then that purple plastic color. These are going to be a great bait for a lot of different areas of the country. I think guys up at the Delta out here in California could use these baits, and then definitely out there in Florida and anywhere else where purple works really well and that June bug color works really well. I know that a lot of people use it in dirty water, stuff like that, but those are a couple places that came to mind first thing. But yeah, pretty cool color right there. Right here we have the Cali Magic red color. These Hogwallas are 5.8 inch bait. A lot of detail in these baits as well. The ridges that are on there, those flappers on the side, and then those ribbon tails as well. These are gonna have a ton of action. And then one thing about this Cali Magic red color is it is a laminate, so one side has a darker green and the other side has a lighter green, which I didn't realize until I got them out of the package and started looking at them a little bit more. Pretty cool color, pretty cool concept. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed checking out these baits with me today. Brand new baits that 6th Sense has to offer. I just got these baits in this week and wanted to show you guys them as soon as I could. I haven't been able to post as often as I would like because I've just been super busy, but hopefully going forward I'm going to be able to get those 2-3 videos a week like I've been doing for a long time. But I hope you enjoyed checking out these new 6th Sense baits with me. I think these are going to be some fish catchers. I think you'll be able to catch some fish on them as well. So make sure to go over to the website and use my discount code LUNA10 to get your hands on these. It's going to save you some money and it's going to give me credit for that sale. I don't get any commission or anything like that. It's not what it's about, but I do want them to know that my content is reaching you and you guys are using my discount code. It's really important that that happens. Like I said, whether it's me or somebody else, just use those discount codes so that way you can save money and the company that is sponsoring that angler or working with that angler knows that their content is out there and it's working. So use that discount code LUNA10 at the 6th Sense website. I'm going to be trying to get these out into some other retailers as well, so you might see them on the shelves at some different stores around you, hopefully. But until then, 6thsensefishing.com, use that code LUNA10, and hope you guys enjoyed. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!